Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365, and in this video I'm going to recommend some movie trilogies that you need to check out on 4K. In the history of cinema, there are some iconic movie trilogies out there, and thankfully a lot of them have made their way to the 4K format. We're at that point in the life cycle of 4K that this has become more of a thing. And in this video, I thought I would give you my recommendations for movie trilogies you should check out. I would say that this is probably going to be geared towards the newer collector. Those that have been collecting 4K for some time probably know all about these. And I also encourage you to put in the comment section below to nominate some of your movie trilogies that look and sound great on 4K. So for these recommendations, I'm only going to include box set trilogies. So unfortunately, individual releases that make up a trilogy won't be included in this video, or movies that have an amazing trilogy but have an extra movie or two on top of it, whether it's a fourth or fifth film, such as the Indiana Jones collection, they will also not be included in this particular video. And finally, these are not arranged in any particular order, but if you're interested in any of the ones I talk about in this video, I will leave direct Amazon links in the comment section below. Well, unfortunately, we do not have the original Planet of the Apes movies on 4K in any way, shape, or form. We do have the new trilogy, which includes Rise, Dawn, and War of the Planet of the Apes. In my opinion, back when Fox was their own separate studio, they put out some of the best looking 4K releases, and this trilogy is no exception. I would say even especially the last two movies directed by Matt Reeves look absolutely stunning on 4K. And I believe it's the last film that supports Dolby Atmos, but the first two movies sound really good in their own right with the 5.1 or 7.1 mix. They really just give you a good audio presence. These movies, of course, are going to be, I would say, part of a new series coming very soon. There's the next Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So get in on the ground floor of this new trilogy, take it home, watch it, really enjoy it, prep yourself for the new series coming. And I wholeheartedly recommend this one to check out on 4K. One of the things I love most about the 4K format, not only do we get a picture and audio upgrade, but it seems that many filmmakers like to correct deficiencies that were on the previous formats, such as DVD or Blu-ray. So for the Matrix Trilogy, I feel really this is the definitive way to watch these movies. And I absolutely love how we get them presented on 4K. Of course, I would say The Matrix, the first movie itself, was probably the most affected here. It looks fantastic now. I love it. And the second two movies also really benefit well from the picture upgrade. They all got a Dolby Atmos upgrade. Now, to be fair, the audio on the prior Blu-ray was awesome in its own right, but you get that extra height channel activity. Awesome stuff. And, you know, thankfully, they did not include the fourth movie in here. Otherwise, this would be ineligible for this list. But if you're somebody like me that just enjoys the first three movies as is, the Matrix Trilogy on 4K is well worth the pickup. I highly recommend you check this one out. In movie cinema history, there are some iconic trilogies out there, and I would say the Godfather Trilogy is absolutely ranked pretty high among them. From director Francis Ford Coppola, these movies on 4K look excellent. They're very filmic, they're great. The first two movies are just legendary in status. The third movie, not so much, but if you are a fan, you get both the theatrical and the Coda Cut versions of the film in 4K. And they do port over a lot of the supplemental material from the existing Blu-ray editions out there, so you get a very well-rounded package. If you're a fan of this trilogy, you probably already have this one on your shelf, but if you're diving into it for the first time, do it with the 4K set. One of my all-time favorite movie trilogies just arrived on 4K a few short years ago, and in my opinion, is one of the best 4K collections out there. Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy is a high recommend for you to pick up on the 4K formats. I think visually, these were done very well. I know there's some slight controversy as to some of the alterations that Peter Jackson made to this trilogy. And if you're a purist, I can definitely understand. But I think overall, these look fantastic on 4K. Beautiful HDR and Dolby Vision. I think they look really good. And not to be outdone, the Dolby Atmos in these films are second to none. These are fantastic audio experiences. Even if you're not an audiophile, you could definitely find a lot to be impressed about. And if you're a supplements fan, you get a lot of the old stuff that was ported over from the existing DVD and Blu-ray sets Not everything made it, but there is a healthy amount of new stuff added to this collection. And, the most important thing is you get both the theatrical and the extended cuts of the film, both in 4K. In my opinion, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the highest recommendation I can make. It is a fantastic trilogy, but definitely add this one to your own collection. And of course, I couldn't even think about making this 4K trilogy recommendation video without including Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy. Of these three films, I would say many people gravitate towards The Dark Knight. But story-wise, I think they all work. The Dark Knight Rises, not quite as much, but I do really enjoy Batman Begins. But I will say, though, that this is the only trilogy in this recommendation list that offers IMAX scenes in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins was filmed, I don't believe, with any IMAX available, so just the last two movies, and they look gorgeous. They look stunning on 4K. It's some of the best picture quality on this list. And audio-wise, if you're a Nolan fan, you're getting the 5.1 only mix, but wow, he squeezes out every bit of audio from that 5.1. Just some great audio stuff here. I love them. I mean, they're great audio mixes, and I think across the board, they are fantastic. The Dark Knight trilogy, you probably already own this one, but if you're a new fan or just getting into 4K, do yourself a favor, pick this trilogy up. This next recommendation is another trilogy where the third movie is not quite held up in the same regard as the first two. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy from Sony. I recommend this one very much because across the board, it's done very well on 4K. Visually, this looks great. Nice layer of grain. HDR application is spot on. Clean looking picture. These movies look fantastic. And with the addition of Dolby Atmos, all three movies have a great audio experience. So if you're an audiophile, you're really going to be having a good time with these 4K discs. Sony is known for one of the best mainstream studios at least, out there when it comes to their 4Ks. And the Spider-Man trilogy, it's one that really you should definitely add to your collection. And finally, for the last 4K trilogy that I'm going to recommend that you pick up for yourself is one of my all-time favorite trilogies, the Back to the Future trilogy. I think Universal was absolutely on their A game when they put this trilogy out on 4K, because visually, these, in my opinion, are nearly perfect picture quality. They look great. The first movie, the second, the third, they all look beautiful. And the inclusion of Dolby Atmos will absolutely appease even the most hardcore audiophiles. I think they're just phenomenal when it comes to picture and audio. And there is a good amount of extras included in this set. In my opinion, one of the most well-rounded trilogy 4K box sets out there. It gets a high recommendation, and I absolutely encourage you to pick this one up for yourself. So those are the 4K trilogies that I would recommend for you to add to your own collection. Now it's your turn in the comments section below to let us all know, what would you recommend to the rest of us as far as 4K trilogies? Go ahead and sound off in the comments. And don't forget, I will include direct Amazon links in the comments section. And if you use them, they really help out the channel. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.